we're coming alive.
He wakes up at dawn, coffee in his hand, checking his phone for the Marcus plan. Small account, big dreams, but the deck's all rigged. Trading penny stocks while the big boys dig. Red candles falling, portfolio bleeding. Every chart he reads got it still believing that tomorrow's the day he'll finally break through. But the system's designed to take from me and you. It's a numbers game, numbers game. Retail trader in the numbers game. They pump it up, they dump it down. Small fish swimming, about to drown. Numbers game, playing their numbers game. Oh yeah, oh yeah, playing their numbers game. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Market opens up, he's ready to fight. Bought the morning dip, thought he got it right. But the whales move fast, manipulation's real while he counts his losses, wondering how to heal. Friends say quick, go get a normal job, but he's hooked on hope, can't stop the throb of believing someday he'll beat their scheme. Turn his $100 to the American dream. It's a numbers game, numbers game. Retail trader in the numbers game. They pump it up, they dump it down. Small fish swimming, about to drown. Numbers game, playing their numbers game. Oh yeah, oh yeah, playing their numbers game. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Wall Street wolves in expensive suits, while he counts pennies and worn out boots. But he won't quit, won't walk away, living to trade another day. It's a numbers game, numbers game. Retail trader in the numbers game. They pump it up, they dump it down. Small fish swimming, about to drown. Numbers game, playing their numbers game. Oh yeah, oh yeah, playing their numbers game. Oh yeah, oh yeah, numbers game, still playing their numbers game. Numbers game, oh yeah, yeah.
Started in a single wide, sitting with my screen, charts and candles dancing, chasing dollar dreams. Mama worked the diner, daddy drove the grain, while I'm learning market moves, sun and shine and rain. Small town boys ain't meant for Wall Street ways, they say, but I'm grinding every morning, making my own pay. From the fields to financial freedom, making moves while the market's beating. Back roads boy with big time vision, country heart with winning mission. Trading high, staying humble, turning pennies into bundles. From the fields to financial freedom, portfolios growing strong, confidence complete. Every loss became a lesson, every taste defeat. Friends still think I'm crazy, betting on the bull, but my account keeps climbing, bank account stays full. Rural routes taught me patience, waiting for the ride. Market opens every morning, I'm ready for the fight. From the fields to financial freedom, making moves while the market's beating. Back roads boy with big time vision, country heart with winning mission. Trading high, staying humble, turning pennies into bundles. From the fields to financial freedom. Dirt roads made me tougher. Charts can't make me suffer. Small town grit with big time gains. Success is flowing through my veins. Now I'm buying mama's mansion, daddy gets his ranch. Turn my bedroom broker business to a winning branch. Still wear boots and blue jeans, but my wallet's thick. Country boy made good, learned every market trick. Feels to financial freedom, making moves while the market's beating. Back roads boy with big time vision. Country heart with winning mission. Trading high, staying humble, turning pennies into bundles. From the fields to financial freedom. Started small but thinking bigger. Hold that money making trigger. Started with 20 pocket change and hope. Saw the big boys play, thought I learned the ropes. Charts don't lie, but the game ain't fair. When the money talks, regular folk don't get a prayer. They got algorithms, I got gut instincts. Moving numbers around while my savings shrinks. David versus Goliath with my slingshot broke, but I keep on swinging though it seems like a joke. They say fold, fold, fold when you got nothing to hold, but my grip's getting stronger. Won't be wrong much longer. Paper hands, they keep telling me to fold. Paper hands, but my story's yet untold. I've been betting on myself and the odds don't make sense. Paper hands, turning diamonds from the sands. Late night studying candles and the volume flows. Every dip and rally, man, nobody knows. Hedge funds got the inside track, that's the truth. But I'm scrapping for my future, been paying my dues. Red days, green days, roller coaster ride. Watching portfolios swing with the changing tide. They manipulate the market while we fight for crumbs, but this underdog's got thunder when the moment comes. They say fold, fold, fold when you got nothing to hold, but my grip's getting stronger. Won't be wrong much longer. Paper hands, they keep telling me to fold. Paper hands, but my story's yet untold. I've been betting on myself when the odds don't make sense. Paper hands, turning diamonds from the sands. From the small town to the trading floor, been counting pennies, now I want more. Every rejection made me tougher than before. Paper hands don't mean I can't even score. Paper hands, they keep telling me to fold. Paper hands, but my story's yet untold. I've been betting on myself when the odds don't make sense. Paper hands, turning diamonds from the sands. Paper hands, watch me turn it all around. Paper hands, lost but now I'm finally found. I watch the markets every morning, numbers dancing on my screen. Something tells me this is different, biggest chance I've ever seen. Every paycheck that I'm saving goes into this rocket ride. We're not just buying shares, we're buying hope we can't hide. Countdown, engines on, this is our time. Countdown, we belong in this climb.
We're going to the moon, all together now. We're going to the moon, nothing brings us down. Hold the line, through the ups and downs. We're going to the moon, all together now. To the moon, to the moon, to the moon, to the moon. We're going up, to the moon, to the moon. Started with $100, now it's everything I own. But I'm not scared because I know I'm not flying this alone. Every trader in their bedroom, every dreamer with a phone. We're all pilots on this mission, making history our own. Countdown, engines on, this is our time. Countdown, we belong in this climb. We're going.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, wow. $1 GNS. Welcome to T plus 0 again, I guess. Just kidding. No more dates. No more dates. Learn my lesson. Learn my lesson. Welcome in here, first of all. And Elise, first in here. Sheesh. What's up, buddy? Hopefully you guys are still in here. Sorry for the delay. I had to set up, get some coffee, use the bathroom, take the dog out. Shelly, good morning. Good morning. 90s Nads in here. I need to catch up with yesterday's stream. How we looking, G? Man, you know, to be honest with you, TA wise, we're looking really good. I don't think we're gonna go back down to 70 again, 60 again. I think it's potential that we go back down to 80, maybe. So, and that way it's not good. Uh, the daily's pretty overbought. We should make a move up today. I'm hoping to maybe like what is it, 113? Let's look at that 4 hour. I mean, at least I would like to go to at least a 108 today and then see what happens from there. If we broke that, then we could make a nice move up. But we'll have to see what happens. These guys are not playing. They're not playing nice with us, guys. Um, I was going through everything and trying to find out why this didn't work out, and this is what we came up with. If you haven't seen it, I'll read it for you. The NSCC rulebook, including the Addendum K, references and NSCC disclosures show the clearinghouse has broad operational authorities posting settlement deadlines, guaranteeing settlements, and taking participant actions, aka suspensions, summary measures. The NSCC also has explicit risk management measures for aged fails and uses 20 business days as a threshold. So that's like the limit, right? T plus 20 business days. It's not necessarily in the filing that says 20 business days is the mandatory, but that's the threshold. So without saying it, it's saying it. That's when it needs to happen. And here's the next thing I found. Okay, NSCC disclosure and Federal Register material shows the clearinghouse may take extraordinary actions in emergency situations, suspending participants, and this is us right here, adjusting settlement processes, etc. These are internal operational authorities designed to protect the clearing fund and the system. So basically, that's telling you that this situation is so jacked up with the dividend that these guys acted in emergency power to protect themselves. When it says it's protecting the clearing fund, it's protecting the DTCC, NSCC. So what that means is that there could be a debt that's so massive that can't be covered from the broker side that the brokers would go bankrupt, and the ones that would end up paying for everything would be the NSCC, the clearinghouse, through their insurance corporation. So they don't want to be on the hook for that. So we'll see how that ends up. The problem with this is that it's all internal now. So Unless we have some kind of litigation like West Christian or something, and they come in and discovering with manipulation, we're not gonna know what's going on. Does it mean it's not gonna squeeze? No, I'm not telling you it's not gonna squeeze. It's still, the debt is real. They owe the debt. They have to pay the debt. The thing is how they're gonna do it. Are they gonna continue doing what they're doing now, suppressing the price? That's most likely what they're gonna do for a while. I think eventually they're gonna attempt to do a controlled squeeze. What I mean is pumping it to like maybe $2, $3, $4, and then doing the same thing that they've been doing to us for months, which is going to dark pool, holding back buy shares, and then letting the share price dump and accumulating shares in that way from people that sell off on those pumps. I think we might get multiple of those in the next few months, but we'll see. And I think they're going to use TA for it. But as far as a MOAS, they stopped it. It's plain and simple. They stopped it. So here it says the bottom line. The NSCC has written emergency powers to preserve system stability. Those are not the same thing as Rule 204 legal text, but they are real levers that can be used to delay or alter settlement mechanics in a crisis. That's the only thing that makes sense, guys. I researched and researched for hours yesterday, and that's it. I couldn't come up with anything else. That's it when it comes to the T plus 20 and why we didn't have what we had. So, my apologies. I did all the research. Um, I tried to break it down for you guys. It's all there. You could look it up yourself. I wasn't lying to you. Uh, but the system is apparently a big bully that we're gonna have to go through. So let's get back into the chat, and I'll see what you guys say. But first, I'm gonna welcome you guys. So 90s Nads, welcome. Loden, welcome. Saka, welcome. We're winning. We will win. Dodge, Mr. Dodge, welcome back, bud. Welcome to you. Thank you for coming back in here. Jackie, no way. Jackie. Jackie, I told everybody about you yesterday on my live stream, which I haven't done for a long time. I I wanted to. She's the one responsible for the books. If you guys ever go to the Discord, so thank you, Jackie. Good to see you. Midi, hola. Good morning, my friend. Midi says 2004 Volkswagen running late. It's okay. You'll get your Volkswagen, bud. And Elise says all good. Loden says at this point, I want to keep it going down until the 25th so I can snatch a handful extra. I don't want it to go down. I'm good. I don't want it to go down anymore. I average it up too much. Uh, Dodge says F people complaining about dates. You're reading the rules and supposed to what happens. They just uh finagle their way out of it. It's not your fault. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I That's why I always try to give you guys like the actual information and tell you to research it because everything I told you, I promise you, is 100% legit. This is just, it's out of our hands, man. It's frustrating. It's sad. It makes me angry. It, we already knew the market didn't have any integrity. This is just another reason, besides the buy button being taken away. But this whole ERL situation is not over. It'll happen when it happens, either through lawsuits or through them losing uh, control in some way or being forced to do it, either a controlled way or another way. But yep, we're trading at $1 now from $1.29 yesterday, but we're up on the year from 25 cents. So you can take it how you want. This is a pullback on the weekly to the golden ratio. So it's a healthy pullback that we've had on the weekly. And I'll go through a little bit of TA here if you guys want to learn how I trade a little bit and see and show you what I'm looking at as far as TA goes. But as far as MOAS, I think that's on hold for until it happens, guys. I'm sorry. My apologies. Let's see. And Q, good to see you in here, bud. Do you still trade futures? Yes, I do. That's what I was doing. Yeah, I do it through a prop firm though. Iron Beam, if you ask me. Oh, it's good coffee. By the way, coffee is getting expensive now. Yes. Did I do that right? Anyways. All right. So on the weekly, we have a few things happening here. Okay. We have this nice little zone right here. This little.
Oh, yeah.
What was that? Did somebody just subscribe or something? That's like the 20th time that's happened. And I haven't streamed in years, or not like this, so. If somebody subbed or something, I appreciate you, but I can't see it on my screen. That scared me, though. That scared me. All right. Anyways, what I was saying, we have a nice little demand zone here. And if you can see on the weekly, you have a nice double bottom here, right? Uh, what ended up happening yesterday is we pumped to $1.29, and we came down here, and it looks like we're testing that demand zone, and the neck of this double bottom. I know a lot of you guys are new to trading, so let's go look at a double bottom. Maybe Investopedia. This better not give me some. All right, here we go. That was telling you better not do it. Retest. Will AI bring it up? That way I don't have to search for it. No, it doesn't. Let's go to images. So normally what you would see is like a retest.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell is that? Hold on, I gotta change screens. Hold on. Oh, it's a subscribe noise. Thank you guys for the sub. Appreciate it. But I didn't know what that was. Oh my god, that was scary. Anyways, let's make this small here. So basically, you have a version of this happening right here, combined with a little demand zone, right? You had a nice double bottom here from a few weeks ago. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. And you never broke down below the double bottom, right? So you were in this box here. The wicks don't count. You came down here, you did your double bottom, and now you're getting a little retest on the weekly. Okay? Does it mean it's guaranteed to play through? No, but as you can see, the next move here would be the next up to a potential double top or breakout to next level highs, right? We have a gap around 420, I believe. The next thing I can show you guys is my form of trading, which I believe I showed you guys on the macro. Or is it micro or macro? Whatever the big one is. And I showed you the Wyckoff accumulation schematic. I'm a goofy. Don't worry about the spelling.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I saw it. Dod just subscribed. I appreciate you. I don't know who subscribed before that, but thank you guys. I appreciate it. Don't think I don't appreciate it. All right. So if I bring this up on the daily here, this is a Wyckoff accumulation schematic, okay? If I turn this chart into the daily, you start seeing this start to play out. Now, I already showed you this played out when I called the move up, the breakout around April or May. Was it March, April, or May? It was months ago. I called the original breakout, and we started getting it. We broke out, and then we got this ultra big pump from the breakout because of the Roger Hamilton, the CEO, buying and the buybacks, right? So that added to the buying pressure. But this is what happened originally, how we got up to $1.92 the first time. So now, if I bring back that schematic, whoop, I'm trying to put it. Can I make this smaller? Oh, I can. Perfect. Can you see? Can you see what's going on now on the chart on the daily? You're going to LPS right now. You're right here. You're getting this pullback to the test right here. So that's TA wise. We're looking solid. Okay, as long as we hold here above this box at the end of the day, which is $1, we'll be okay. We should be able to see a move up in the next few days potentially up to $1.60 as far as TA goes. Okay, and that's how I trade. This is a way that algorithms work, institutions work. This is how they accumulate and how they use distribution. If you flip this the other way, it works the same way for bears and shorts. Okay, it's the same way. So as far as TA goes, that's where we're at with it. As far as the failure for T plus 20, unfortunately, I believe this is what it is. Emergency measures. So, all right. Let's see. Teach me the sauce. That was the sauce right there, NQ. That was the sauce right there, baby. Hope you liked it. Tutu Steel, you subbed? Welcome in here. Appreciate you, Tutu Steel. Hopefully I could help you out. Maybe learn a few things that you don't already know. Maybe you could teach me a few things that I don't already know. Because I don't know everything. Let's see. NLE says that's a wild pre-market today. Yeah. Today's the Fed rates, no? Do they decide on the Fed rate today, or today's what's today? 15th, 16th? Let me know. If not, I'll look it up. I don't know if today's the rate cuts. Eddie, welcome in here. Good to see you in here, buddy. Dodges, it takes like 5 minutes to hit the subscription button. Oh, that's crazy. Put the chart back on here. Let's see if we get a curl here. I would love if we could just make a way back up to like $1.20 by the end of the day. That would be nice. That would add to that Wyckoff accumulation, right? Wednesday. It's Wednesday, right? Today's not Wednesday? Oh, today's Tuesday. Oh, man. My brain has been so scrambled. I think I'm ready for a vacation. I'm planning on going camping in a few weeks, so go to the mountains, get out of here for a few days, at least for a weekend. Let's look at the screener. You guys have any questions about anything going on with GNS? Man, open always has a lot of volume, huh? Open, just by looking at the chart right here on the screen, that's about to have a spring right now. It looks like, just by looking at it real quick. Biff. What'd you trade in at least? My dog is going wild. Jackie, you want to see my puppy? Did I tell you my dog passed away, Jackie? My other doggy? There we go. All right. So let's see if we get up to $1.06 with GNS here, top of this KC band, and if we go down, the stock is pretty bearish uh, right now, but we're at the border of reversal here. We're oversold on the 1 hour. We've crossed already on the stochastic. We're about to cross on the MACD. The 4 hour. The 4 hour is still has room to go down, I guess. So I don't think the pain is over. We might hit 98 cents again. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you my puppy. You got to see this dude. He tore up a coaster live on a stream yesterday. Look at him. Look at this handsome guy. I just bought him some steps for the couch and for the bed so he can jump up here. He's cool. All right, put the chart back on. I know. You goofies don't care too much about little doggy. He's cool though. He's gonna be the mascot here. He's taking over from my other dog, Scully. AVPO, scalp turb twice. Man, you've been on it. D, what's up, man? Good to see you, bud. Had to stop and say hi. Good, man. stick around or stop by more often, bud. I haven't seen you in a long time. Flap says, question new to this. How do you know shorties did not close positions last week when they saw a price spike? Because I'll show you exactly how or why. We got to go to get some data. Okay. And again, you guys, anybody can use this as chart exchange. It's free. But if you go for GNS, make sure you click on the right one. There's a couple companies that are apparently geniuses. So, the borrow rate went down a little bit. So basically, if you saw covering happen completely of ERL, these available shares to borrow wouldn't just be around 1.7 million, 1.6, 1.5. You would start seeing this go to 7, 8, 9 million available. That means those shares are all returned that are shorted, okay? One reason that is because once the dividend gets covered, and even though they didn't enforce the rule still says the 204 and FINRA 11810 says that all contracts must be closed. That means any failure to deliver, any alleged think it's short, rehypothecated short has to be covered. So all those shares would be returned. So that means this would just go bonkers, right? Institutions would buy more shares. They would have more shares to loan. Two, this cost to borrow wouldn't go down 1 or 2 points or 3 points. This would go to 0. This has been this high for a long time, especially since the delisting of. Give me 1 second, guys. I have to take this. This is a business call. 1 second. Sorry about that. Hold on. All right. My bad. I had to take that. I'll deal with it later, though. Anyways, the the fee would go to 0. That's how you would know that they covered. The fee would go to 0. The shares available would go up, and this dark pool garbage that you see here that's always 60, 70% would not be 60, 70%. It would be the opposite. So the open market right now, real shares that are being traded has been 38%. It would be the opposite. This would be around 61, 62, 70%. This would be around 30%, etc. So that's how you would know when they cover the dividend. The next thing is you would start see everybody getting their ERL shares all at once because the obligation would have been paid. So that's 100% how you could find out when this obligation is settled. Hopefully that helps. Have I trained Bobby? Have I trained Bobby to trade? Nah, but he's probably better than you. I guarantee you, Alex, that Bobby would take profits. You don't like take profits. That man likes to take profits. He's smart. Flap says, "Thank you, sir. You're welcome, man. No problem." Luke, welcome in here. Just got in here. What we saying today about GNS fam? Nothing. I don't know if you saw the post I put. I think I put it everywhere, but oh, after some deep research, this is what I came up with, man. Unfortunately, they apparently have an emergency system to prevent age fails when it comes to 20 business days. It's only during settlement processes that they could do this, and if it's a risk to the entire system or clearing fund, the SEC grants them permission to go beyond Rule 204 and delay or alter settlement mechanics in a crisis. So, unfortunately, all the hype that I already apologized for, as far as MOAS is concerned, yeah, that's probably not on the table right now. But Squeeze is not off the table. The everything still exists, the debt and everything, but yeah, MOAS is not happening. So that's what's new with it, Luke. I know it's not what nobody wants to hear, but unfortunately, that's what it is. I'm not happy about it. These nuts. Says anybody hear about yield max or any high yield ETFs? No, I haven't really looked too much into ETFs lately. What's going on with that? You jumped in ULTI? Did I see the 1.16 $1.16 wick overnight? I didn't. This one? No. Nah, it's not even showing on Weeble. I saw it on Stocktwits. I saw it over there, but I didn't see it live or when it happened. But they do this stuff all the time, right? The algorithms that do that, those fake little wicks to fill their little gaps and SHIT, right? So they don't have to follow TA the right way. They do this all the time in every stock. If you trade, you probably have noticed that. They use these wicks to fill their little gaps and things to avoid moving the price to a certain direction. Or they use it to throw people off of what direction it's gonna go. So as you can see from this wick pre-market, look, they used it to bring it back down to 96. So potentially you could see the stock hit 105 and potentially end the trading day in this level we're at right now, $1, right? Oh, I almost dropped my coffee. So $1 is going to be a big deal here. It's going to be like when we were at 80 cents for a while. Aubrey, what's up, bud? I don't understand why MOAS not happening. Because they don't want it to happen, man. They literally have, put it this way. We're like Mario. You guys ever play Mario? We got through all the levels, right? We got through all those little football looking things. We stomped them out, right? Those are the little shorts. We jumped on them. Doo-doom, doo-doom. And then we hit those little coins. Ding, ding, right? Oh my god. Somebody that stops by this stream right now is gonna think I'm freaking insane. Uh and we got to the castle, right? We're trying to get our queen, our princess, our MOAS. We beat all these guys up. And we get the King Koopa, right? And then we beat his ass, right? We beat King Koopa's ass. We get through King Koopa. But instead of us making it across the bridge while it's dumping into the fire pit, the bridge just falls all together before we could get to the MOAS. So we beat all the bosses. We got to the end as the little guy, not even as Super Mario, like little baby Mario, the little tiny little baby Mario, not the one that eats mushrooms, not the one that gets the stars, and not the one that throws the little flames and stuff, not the one with a little tail that flies around, right? We're the little baby Mario, the original Mario, the little baby. And instead of getting our queen, we hit the fire pit. They pulled the rug on us, guys. That's what happened. Bottom line, the NSCC has written emergency powers to preserve system stability. Those are not the same thing as Rule 204 legal text, but they are real levers that can be used to delay or alter settlement mechanics in a crisis. That's what happened. We got to the end, which not a lot of stocks, not a lot of people do, and then they did this. They didn't get a chance to pull the buy button. They didn't have to. This risk on this dividend was so huge, so massive, that they can't allow it to happen in this way. They can't do mandatory enforcement of buys like they typically would do from Rule 204. Because if they did that, it would put the clearinghouse in jeopardy, which would put the whole entire market in jeopardy. So, what happens from here is everything's going to be done internal. Me and you, there's no more rules. There's going to be no more filings when it comes to this until it's over. The only way we're going to be able to track it is by data, market data. It's going to be looking at things I told you guys. Look at cost to borrow, look at shares available, look at dark pool numbers and lit numbers. That's it. Ah, sorry. I know. We've seen so many stocks squeeze lately to $80, $100, $200. But the difference is they had full control of that going on. They knew they couldn't lose control of that. They could hedge with options, right? They knew there were shares available. They could ping pong shares from broker to broker, move the debt around, use dark pools. They knew they could get out of all that and trap retail and make money that way. Here, they would be screwed. That's the honest truth. I know it sounds like a conspiracy, but it's not, unfortunately. I wish it was. The unfortunate truth is that it's reality. So, what's next? I guess that's the title of today's video, right? Or today's stream. What's next for GNS? And tomorrow I'm gonna go into different stocks. Today's is gonna be about GNS again because I felt that we needed one more day to discuss GNS completely because I pushed the T20 narrative and I feel bad about it now because it didn't play out. And that's my fault. I shouldn't have played the date. I didn't say what happened on T plus 20. I said today or T plus 20 would be the day that is our last day to settle. And it was. It was. But as you can see from the share price this morning, from the volume, they're not gonna cover force cover. And then I found that rule about emergency systems. They're gonna fight it. They might let it squeeze, and this is what's next. I think it'll happen next. I think we're gonna have controlled squeezes in low levels that I talked about earlier in the stream. In case you missed it, I think what benefits them, uh, for when they get that manipulation, the spoofing filing going on, and it goes in discovery and all this information starts to come out to them. I think it will benefit the brokers, the clearinghouses, to have a couple squeezes in GNS, but not MOAS squeezes, if that makes sense. I think what they will do eventually. Let me bring up TradingView real quick. It's easier to see on that chart. I think how they're gonna do it is by using TA and filling these gaps. I think they will find selling pressure at these gaps, whether it's from swing traders, new investors that take profits, that don't really care about what's going on or the manipulation or anything. I think they will fill some of these gaps. Starting with where is it? Is there another one? Or is that it? Starting with the most recent one, which is around $4. This one, 385. And then I think once they fill this gap, I think they'll cover some of those shares, right? And they'll use that in court hearings or whatever to say that they tried. But there's rules against it, and they can't do nothing because the SEC allows them to use that rule, that emergency system, if it protects the uh, clearinghouses. So the clearinghouses, once the brokers would go broke, would be in charge or responsible for the debt, and that's not going to happen to them. So they're not going to force cover something that's going to hurt them, unfortunately. I didn't know about this rule. I just found out about it yesterday. And apparently, it bypasses Rule 204, and it's the only thing that could bypass Rule 204. So, that's what's up. But the chart looks good. I mean, it doesn't look good if you scroll the way up, but I mean, from down here, it looks good. It would make sense that they would bring it up to $4. But we must hold a dollar in order to make those kind of moves. Go slap the ass or go slap my doggy. Be careful, Jackie. Be careful, Jackie. Don't make an enemy out of me. You're my friend. I consider you a friend. You, Alex, D, a lot of you guys are my friends. NLDs. I consider you guys actual friends. I've known you guys for a while. I've talked to you guys on DMs and stuff, but don't make an enemy. You better slap the ass and not slap me. Not slap my doggy, all right? You can slap my mama, but don't slap my doggy. That's my son. That's my baby. All right? Flap says good luck to all. Appreciate it, bud. Loden says, sorry, Mario. The Moas is another castle. Well, you know how Mario has more than one lives? I'm not saying the squeeze is dead, guys. I'm just saying the Moas is not going to happen here. By Moas, I mean like HKD stuff. That HKD scenario is gone. They're not going to allow it. However, I'm not telling you the overstock scenario is over. That's still in play. 100%. So don't get it twisted. There's still catalysts. There's still the arbitration that you could get a squeeze just based off of that. There's still the manipulation filing that's coming up any day. That's still a catalyst for that. But the HKD scenario, the liquidity crisis scenario, they're not going to let it play out that high. No, Jackie, the if you're talking about GNS, oh, you mean the market cap? Oh yeah, the market cap. I thought you were talking about the shares outstanding because they're the same. Yeah, the market cap. Uh, but they plan on owning 1,000 Bitcoin shares in the by the end of the year. So there's always that. Yeah, there's more gaps above $4. I'm pretty sure. I guess we could look at it. Today I'm only going to be here until lunchtime because I did an 8-hour stream yesterday and I slept for like 5 hours straight. I went, finally got some food, and man, you guys know if TradingView has like a gap finder, so I don't have to do this manually? Or do you guys know where the gaps are here? I'm gonna have to look at it on the daily, not on the weekly. Whoops. Oh, wasn't it? Can you tell I never use TradingView? I only use Webull and TradingView for streaming. I don't use it for trading. All right, let's see. So there's that gap to 388. Okay. This is all taken care of. That one's taken care of. No gap there. Oh, $28 maybe. Let's see. $28 is one. You got one at 28. Let's see. Is this one right here? Nope, that's filled. There could be tiny ones, but I see one at 28. That's not 28. That's 97. Oh, no, 28. 28. Oh, no, that got filled. That got filled. Look at that. Well, on the daily, I don't see many gaps, my friend. Unfortunately. At least not here on TradingView. Is there a gap finder? Hold on. Gap detector. Here we go. No. I'm not going to pay for something I don't use. Hold on. I can get rid of Super Trend. Gap. All right. Mm. This is not a very good gap detector. I'm not going to lie. There's a gap right here and it's not doing anything. I don't know. I can't help you on gaps, man. Sorry. I don't see many. Still trading at $1 if you guys are listening. No big shares coming in, only neutral. My times of sales are only used for 5,000 sales and above. I suggest if you guys use time sales, that's the amount you use. It's more telling than the small amount of shares. So we had a neutral order at 11,464 and one at 5,300. And those were about 5 minutes ago. That's it. No big trades. This is pretty much a low volume day. 1.57 million in volume. Dark pool off exchange. We are once again in the low 60, 63. And as far as cost to borrow, that went down a little bit to 23.87 as they borrowed from 1.7 million shares available down to 750,000 shares available. So one good thing about this is that instead of them abusing dark pool even more in the 70-80% range that we normally get, they're actually shorting shares here. So maybe we could get some kind of short squeeze here from failure to delivers or something. But right now it's not. We're getting punished. We got punished as yesterday. But some of those shares are gonna have to hit this market here in a few days. When did we get this move? Yesterday. So today's Tuesday. So I think Thursday. We'll make a move back up. The question is from where? Hopefully it's from above $1. then that'll take us to 120 and above, right? That would line up with the accumulation, with a Wyckoff accumulation. It would line up with the double bottom on the weekly. So hopefully it happens. Nothing's guaranteed. Dodge says you better go slap it, Jackie. uh, careful, careful. Yeah, I didn't see one. I didn't see one Stonebridge. I'm pretty sure there are. I think I've seen it before, but I didn't see it right now on TradingView. I think there are two more gaps though. I just couldn't find them on live on stream. Yeah, I agree. I says I'm sure there's other gaps, but it's more to let the gap fill and let the rest. Yeah, yeah. Once we fill that $4 gap, then we can talk about it. The other gaps. I don't think they're gonna let it run to the other gaps, or else we would be stuck in the same scenario and they would have covered their obligation, right? But the debt is there. We got the memo. We got the memo from the OCC for the GNS one shares on September 11th last week, proving that that debt still exists. There's a reason why this stock is at times hard to borrow. I don't know if it's hard to borrow right now. I don't think so. Is it? I'd have to check on my phone. Hold on. Yeah, it's hard to borrow. So GNS, so that's one reason why it's hard to borrow as well, right? There's a debt there. Um, I mean, the maintenance requirement is 400%. So you got to have some kind of capital or enough capital to cover your short or your long. So it's pretty risky. It's if you guys been here, it's been pretty volatile on low volume, and for some reason not very volatile on large volume. This is a weird stock. It's weird. Frederick, welcome in here. Frederick says, "Let's go." Where we going? I hope we go up. Yeah, this $1 is going to be the next big thing. So, to the downside, expect 95 cents. To the upside, expect 105 today. That's going to be our ranges, which means we'll probably close here at around $1 again. Do you see Kevin hinting, or did I see Kevin hinting at warrant dividends in his replies for GNS or for GME? I did not see that. I could look it up on X, but no, I didn't see it. What is this? If anyone would like to see a case example of this, look up how many. What's the original tweet? Phenomenal execution of the buyback prices. Roger Hamilton ignored. Ignore what happened to the stock today, just like August 7th. I promise you that the naked shorts are scared and willing to do it even harder because they have no choice. I like that. I don't know if this was a lot of naked shorting going on. Oh, I guess, yeah. Failure to delivers. He's right. Dark pools. If anyone would like to see a case example of this, look up how many shares GME and BBY bought back the 2 years before the stock price exploded higher. There is a breaking point for shorts and locates. Yeah. Yeah, one of them is T plus 20. That's the whole reason. This is the whole reason I was talking about what I was talking about. This. There's a breaking point for the system. It's a threshold. It's a month. It's 20 business days. That was the whole point of me doing what I was doing with these videos. And I like that he's saying all this, but I mean, unfortunately, they did this. I mean, this is the rule. This is the filing, right? The legal text, Rule 204. So, and again, they delayed it, delayed alter settlement. It doesn't mean they solved it. It means that they delayed it. So I agree. I agree 100% with Kevin. There's going to be a time that comes when these guys lose complete control, and this thing is going to go. But I believe that's gonna get another scenario when they take buy button away again. Because you guys see that this is too massive. It's too massive. It'll get to a point where they have to do some kind of crooked stuff, right? Right now they're preventing it from happening. When it happens, they're gonna do make some way to stop it, like they always do. But if you're like one of us that are invested in this, right? I mean, I used to swing trade it. I'm invested in it now. But now, for us, when this eventually happens, I don't know if it's today, tomorrow, a couple weeks from now, a month from now. Whenever it happens, I don't think it's going to be too long. There's a lot of stuff going on, especially with arbitration. But that could take another month. We have to ask KK about that. But eventually, this thing's going to pop. What they told us today, though, is that they're not willing to risk the whole market as a system failure in order for it to happen. So when it does happen, we'll be in a good spot because we bought in here or early. But they'll cap it off at some point. Maybe it's some GME numbers. Remember, as soon as that hedge fund went down with GME, the clearinghouses, that's when they stepped in. They didn't let this get to the clearinghouse level, right? You guys remember that? They let it squeeze. The squeeze happened, but they stopped it. The clearinghouse stopped it. Robinhood didn't stop it. Fidelity didn't stop it. Charles Schwab didn't stop it. Were they involved in it? Definitely. But they didn't stop it. The clearinghouse did. The DTCC, the NSCC, they raised the requirements for those brokers at such an increased level that they had no option but to stop the buy button. And that's not me defending brokers because they're goofies. Or no, they're not goofies. What I'm talking about, we're goofies. Because they're too smart. Because they're brains. They're brains, right? So that got to a point where the risk was getting to the brokers instead of the hedge funds. It got to the market makers and the brokers. And the DTCC saw this happening and they said, nope, because if GME continues and this keeps happening, you guys are going to go broke and I'm going to have to fit the bill with my insurance company. That's going to cause market chaos. That's going to mean blue chip stocks are going to crash. It would cause a market-wide crash. It would. It could derail the whole system. Think about it. It could derail the banking system. It could derail mortgages. So that's their excuse for stopping it, is what I just told you, right? But like Kevin Malone said, and like I said in the last few weeks, all these squeezes ended up happening. AMC happened, GME happened, Overstock happened. They all happened, but they got capped at some point. So that's what I see happening here, to be 100%. And I think that makes the most sense. So, Moas, probably not. Large squeeze? Yeah, still on the table. That hasn't gone anywhere. And we just had 16,000 buy order and a 9,000 buy order at 7 minutes ago. Those are the latest big trades, so at least they're green. And we're trading at 99 cents, 99.74, pretty much even on the day. And we'll look at other data in a few minutes. Any questions? Any comments? Nyan, welcome in here. I haven't seen you in here. Good to see you. What's the update on the lawsuit taking so long already? Well, it's a lawsuit. You just said it's litigation. Lawsuits are delay after delay, especially when it's discovery or arbitration. They have to get paperwork. You have to find proof of everything. You have to do interviews. You have to go through so much with litigation that it takes a while. The good thing, though, is that the LZGI thing is probably going to be settled, I think, sooner than later. That's already been in arbitration, and Mo and Ritz got removed from it. So I don't see LZGI or whatever fighting it. I think we're going to get some kind of settlement there. I think GNS will get shares back and get some money back, and all of that will be taken care of. And that should cause a nice little pump. Maybe that's what takes us to the $4 mark, right? Maybe that could throw this overboard. Maybe that's the catalyst that forces that large squeeze. Maybe not MOAS, but that large squeeze to some GME type thing, right? That could happen at any time. That's not years away. It's an arbitration. So that's one good thing about what's going on with these lawsuits. As far as the manipulation lawsuit, that could take a long time. But that should bring in some volume to the stock as well. And then depending how high we squeeze on that, they'll go back to the tricks with dark pool. They'll hold buy orders in the market and they'll bring the price back down. And they'll use some of that to cover some of the debt. So we're a bunch of goofies, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay. All right, Jackie. I don't know if you're still in here. You might have been gone, but thank you. Thank you for stopping by if you see this later. Appreciate you. Dodge says, I'll DM you on Twitter. You want to be my friend? Pumpy says, do they have a delay time limit? They did. It was T plus 20. That was it. Now it's all about risk management and some kind of catalyst that forces price to go up, whether it's lawsuit filing, arbitration settlement, or if the clearinghouses finally decide to do some mandatory buying here. It doesn't mean they won't do it. It just means they would do it in multiples in a controlled way. So they would do it like I was talking about earlier. Little pump here, little pump there, right? And test the waters that way. So this went from a one-day thing to a potentially slow squeeze burn to the top. You left the Discord, Jackie? I'm so heartbroken. All right, I'll see you in there, girl. Thanks for everything you do. Good luck. Nyan says, bought another 10,000 shares. Wow. If there's something I do got to tell you, and I always say this though. Listen, it's good to invest in something like this, okay? But you have to do it to the point where as soon as you hit that buy button, you understand the risk. You don't want to be somebody, and this is no offense to anybody that has a lot of shares, because I know a lot of you have a ton of shares. You don't want to get to the point, and I'm pretty sure they could tell you as well, where this becomes something you depend on or something that is very stressful. Okay? Do not rely on something on the stock market to change your life. Let it be a tool for your life, but don't let it be the thing that is gonna make or break you. Okay? So if you're gonna buy, like Nyan said, 10,000 shares, that's cool, but make sure that's the risk that you're willing to live with no matter what happens. And 10,000 shares, by the way, is a lot. I mean, if this goes to $100, $200, $300, just think about how much money that is, right? Sometimes you don't need to have 100,000 shares. Sometimes you don't need to have, sometimes you only need to have 100, 200 shares to make life changing money, right? It's whatever you can invest in any company, not just GNS, that you feel comfortable investing in without it affecting your hormones, your stress levels. Okay? So be a goofy and do it the right way. Alex says 2025, 2026 Ren are officially called the Goofies. Yeah, I like that. The Goofies. Pumpy says that's great advice. Yeah, and that one I will stick to advice. Yeah, definitely. That's something we all should do, and not just in the stock market, but in life. Right? You don't want to go too deep into anything unless you're comfortable with it. That's how you get stuck with stupid jobs, a stupid career. You know, you have to enjoy doing something. I can't answer that, Diane. I can't answer that. I can't answer that. And I got asked the question yesterday about something about brokerages and stuff, like work related. There's some things that I can't answer. But I'll tell you, it's not it's not more than you probably have. I'll tell you that much right now. You probably have a lot more than I do. I've given estimates before. Yeah, I'm about to get out of here too at lunchtime. We got about 3 minutes in here. That says, all right, I'm hopping off. I'm gonna get back to work. Uh, but make sure you go look at the warrant dividend comment when you get a chance. Yeah, you said Kevin said that, Dodge? Wait for your reply. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll look it up. I'll look it up and post about it on Discord and the Stock Twits probably or X. But all right, guys, it's lunchtime. I think that's enough. I'm not doing a 8 hour stream today. That killed me yesterday. Plus, I just got done trading. Um, I appreciate you guys for hanging in here with me. Thank you so much. Um, again, my apologies for pushing a narrative. It just didn't work out yet. So we'll see when that ever comes to play, but it's still there. The debt's still there. And Mario has more than one life, especially if you know the cheat code. So keep that in mind. Roger is the cheat code. All right, guys. Love you. Thank you. Catch you guys in the next one.